You can buy a home with no money down. This is not clickbait. In this video, I'm going to give you a few different strategies that you can use to buy a home with no money down. The first is a USDA loan. If you're not familiar with it, it's a loan that's essentially from the government, a government-backed loan where you don't pay anything for the down payment and you can have closing costs wrapped up into the loan if the home appraises over the purchase price. You can also get a gift for your closing costs, or the seller can give you closing costs up to 6%. The USDA loan is from the United States Department of Agriculture. It's from their Rural Development Division. So this loan is for people who are looking to buy a home in a rural area. Now, when you hear that, you might think that you're going to be living out in the middle of nowhere on a farm or something like that, and that's really not the case. What you can do is you can go onto the USDA website, I'll put a link in the description, and you can look at a map to see where you're able to get a USDA loan. You might be surprised that sometimes the USDA loans are eligible only 20 or 30 minutes away from a major city. Now, of course, sometimes they are 2 hours away as well. It's really going to be a mixed bag, but depending on what you're looking for, a USDA loan can be a great way to get into a home with zero money down. Now, there are two different types of USDA loans. One is for low and very low income, and if you're eligible for that, you're able to also get a lower interest rate. Then there's the one for moderate income, which the last time I checked on the USDA website, it ends up being a yearly income of $110,000, which isn't that bad when the national US household income is about $70,000 a year. This will vary by county, so you just want to go on the website to see if you'd be eligible or not. Regardless, more people will qualify for a USDA loan than you might think. Another strategy you can use is a 0% conventional loan from a lender. As we know, it is getting more and more difficult for people to be able to afford a home. Home loans and mortgages are a business, so these companies are going to try to make different offers to people so they're able to buy a home, aka generate income for their businesses. One of the ways they're doing this is by offering different programs. So one thing that I've seen lenders do recently is offering 0% down conventional loans. Just to be clear, this is not going to be offered by all banks. So like Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, they may not have a program like this, but if you contact a mortgage broker, which is someone who works with multiple banks, they might be able to find one of these programs where you can get a 0% down conventional loan. Now, there's kind of a catch there, and I'll go over that later on in the video. Another strategy you can use is getting down payment assistance and closing cost grants. The way that this works is there are many opportunities to get down payment assistance on a federal level, a state level, or a county or city level. The best way to probably find out about these different down payment assistance programs is talking to a lender who's very familiar with down payment assistance. You can also talk to a real estate agent and they might be able to guide you in the right direction. If you need help finding a real estate agent, I can help you with that. The link is in the description. Because there are so many different down payment assistance programs and closing cost programs, it's very possible that you might be able to qualify for one. Sometimes it's based on your income, or it could be the kind of job you have. I've seen some programs for nurses and teachers, for instance. There are different charitable organizations that offer down payment assistance programs. There are just so many different options. I've had clients in the past that have used down payment assistance programs, and it made it so they were able to buy a home, because if they hadn't been able to get that down payment assistance, they may not have been able to buy the home by themselves. Another strategy you can use is the seller paying the closing costs and your down payment on the home. Now, I want to be completely transparent here. This is not the easiest option, but it can happen, and I've had clients in the past who've been able to do it. But it does have to be sort of the perfect scenario. So this is what I mean. In a market where it's considered a seller's market, meaning there are more buyers than there are houses to be sold, this is not going to be the easiest technique to use. This is more for markets where it's harder to sell a home, or if there is a home that's been on the market for a while and it hasn't been able to be sold. And there are multiple reasons that that might happen. Either it's overpriced, or it could be the condition of the home. This can be the perfect opportunity to be able to ask for down payment and closing costs from the seller. In this scenario, it might be a seller that's been on the market for a while, they haven't been able to sell the home, and they're open to negotiate. All right, now let's talk about the thing that you need to be cautious of anytime you do 0% down or low down payment options, and that's the fact that you don't have a lot of equity in the home. So what does all that break down to? First off, typically if you don't put at least 20% down on a mortgage, you'll have to pay mortgage insurance. This is used to protect the lender if you were to default on the loan. What it breaks down to is a higher monthly cost for your mortgage. As far as equity goes, it can take a while for you to build equity in the home. About the first 5 years of a 30-year loan, you'll pay more to interest than to the principal loan amount. It could take a while for you to be in a financial spot where you could sell the home. Right now, I would recommend people to live in the home for at least 10 years. And really, if you're doing a 0% down or low percent down loan, and depending on what your local real estate market looks like, if there's price drops, the values of homes are going down, then it could be possible that you would need to live in the home longer than 10 years to really start to gain equity and be in a position where it would make sense to sell your home. Buying a home with no money down isn't the easiest thing to do, especially in this market. If you partner with a knowledgeable real estate agent and a resourceful lender, you can buy a home with zero money down. To learn how you can buy a home in a year regardless of market conditions, check out this video or this video about the perfect home loan. Thanks for watching to the end, especially if you're a subscriber.